timbers!
Welcome, Buccaneers, to the Pixel Pirate Plays. This is your host, Pixel Pirate, and today we are taking a look at a game called Thomas Was Alone. It came out in November, 13th of November to be exact. It was developed by Mike Bithell and published by the same, and you can pick it up on Steam. We will put the prices up later on. Basically, Thomas Was Alone is, not was, it is a platformer, and it is a basic platformer, but at the same time it is complex, and you'll see why soon enough. Here are the settings, very basic stuff. You choose your resolution before you even get in the game, and it has the ability to choose windowed mode or not, and you can also choose the graphics, how good the graphics are, with the basic good, bad, and so on. So no overall options for graphics, unfortunately. And finally, you can change the controls. I do believe you can use a 360 controller if you so desire. I'm using keyboard today because the controls are oh, goodness me. The controls are fairly simple, so let's start a new game. The music in this game is pretty good. We'll just skip that.
Was alone. Wow. A weird first thought to have.
So this is Thomas. Thomas has some friends, which you'll meet later. Basically, he is a rectangle. Movement is very basic, like I said. It's just the arrow keys, basically jump, and that's about it. You can use space to jump. As you can see, the first few missions, you will get a little pop-up there that tells you what to do. And basically, you need to reach the end of the level. The whole game is narrated, and it is somewhat funny sometimes, so let's go down.
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
There you go.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump.
There are also collectibles.
Worked. Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery.
In some levels you'll see little black blocks in the corners somewhere that you can pick up. I'll show you one in a minute. There should be one coming up somewhere.
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Damn it. I think I've done around about maybe 20 to 30 levels of the game. There are 100 levels to get through. Some easy, some not so easy.
A little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment.
So if you look at the left there, that is a collectible.
It might even be doing so on purpose.
The water is basically lava. Oops. Oh, I did that by accident. Oh dear. So, you die immediately. I'll just want to get that collectible because I haven't got it yet. Alright, here we go. Oh, how can you miss it again? Goodness. And again. I'll just skip it, I think.
A little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment.
Probably.
He was starting to...
Oh, whoops, I missed a bit. Oh well, never mind.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important. might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed
no!
just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
Okay.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
No.
He made another mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided.
How did he know it was called water? Okay, so this is a halfway point. It sort of saves your progress. It becomes important later on when you have done certain amount of the puzzle.
The
Okay.
loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Oh, jeez. I bet you I'll get to the top and then I'll just fall all the way down to the bottom. Ooh, that was close. The controls are very tight. So if I jump, I can move around in the middle of the air. Lots of control. And I didn't fall. Excellent. Overall, the levels are reasonably easy. You know, I haven't been stumped on anything yet.
Training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
They're somewhat challenging in that, you know, it takes you a few minutes maybe to figure one out. But yeah, most of the things that you do, they're not platformy type things. They're more puzzle stuff. You get some friends, like I said, and they have all different abilities, as you might guess. Here we go. So you got to use them all in conjunction with each other, and also get each one to the end of the level. So basically, these little pop-ups are talking about the AI. Apparently, Thomas is an AI, and he's gone awry, if you like.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to his skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
I think that's it. Yep. So we got this the block now, and he can't jump as high as Thomas. Like Thomas can jump really high. So he's not able to get over this block. So you need to use Thomas to help him get over. And then you just do that, and that's it. So you get more friends. I'm up to about 4, I think.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times.
Oops.
Well,
So
actually, not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
there we go. Yeah, so I have about 4 now, and it gets increasingly harder as time goes on to actually. Just gonna make that. Yep. I think I might need Thomas over here somewhere. Maybe not though. Yep, I need him here. It does get increasingly harder as time goes on to manage all the guys. Basically, you swap between the two by pressing Q, or E or L, or left or mouse, left button or right button on your mouse. And you can also switch to specific characters by pressing the num keys. Alright. Now, whilst the music is very interesting, there's only one song as far as I can see.
Okay, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
Well, let's find out, shall we? Oops.
Great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
As you can see, they do have personalities. Chris is a grumpy old shit. Thomas is...
Good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure,
Oops.
he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Shut up, Chris. Okay, which way do I have to go? I forget. Alright. Don't worry, that big white bar does disappear eventually. Yes, it is very annoying. Somewhat annoying. Whoops. First few are tutorial levels, so... I was contemplating just continuing on from where I was, but you sort of miss out on some of the story, which is mildly funny.
Hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Oh, that was clever. Yeah, so Thomas is kind of the oblivious type, you know, he's just taking in the world as it comes, that kind of thing. Yeah. Alright. There we go. Alright, come on, Blocky McGrump. I do have a few criticisms of the game. They're fairly minor, and wouldn't ever stop me playing it, but it seems that for the first 10 levels that Chris is like a dead weight. You gotta help him all the time. He doesn't help others, kind of thing, so yeah.
He knew that this was his chance, a moment to shine. This was game day.
Oops. Alright, oh jeez. Oops. Alright, so this puzzle had me a little bit stumped for a while because you gotta kinda put him on the edge there. And put him there, and there, like that. I couldn't figure it out for a while, but there you go.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway?
John's personality is that he really likes everybody, and he hasn't got a problem with anyone, really.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done. John
The art...
decided
Oh, sorry.
to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could sympathetic expression he practiced in the mirror all these years.
So this is one example where Christopher is just plain annoying. He can't transverse the level by himself. He has to use Thomas, and then has to do it. Oops. Which brings me to the other criticism of the game. When you have someone in there like that, I think they shouldn't be easily selectable. They should be selectable in a different way. Like if I scroll through with Q, sometimes I accidentally do that and then move it and he's out of his thing. Maybe that's just me. It's probably easier from a design standpoint, for me to just have to put up with it, or the player, I should say, because it would probably be slightly more difficult and not as intuitive to create a mechanic that ignored people that were in the finishing position, because oftentimes you need them again to do certain things. Like I think I actually need them here. Yes, I think I do. Alright. Oops. Okay. No, I don't. What am I doing? Goodness me. Foolish mortal. Ah, I do. Yes, that's right. I seem to remember needing John for this puzzle, and that's why. Alright. All done. Yay. So it doesn't get all that much more difficult than that. I mean, it does get difficult. What I'm saying is the levels, you know, there's nothing majorly dramatic introduced beyond this. The only thing I've seen that's...
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
The other thing I've seen that's different is spikes. Spikes appear much later on. And that's about it. Not that the level design suffers because of it. It's just sort of, I'd mention that as a thing. Now. Oops. Now, I've forgotten how I did this. No, it wasn't that. It's like that, and then... I think I sort of, yeah, did that. That and only that is the one thing that I think wasn't very intuitive about the level design, or how the blocks work. I wasn't too pleased with how that worked when I first played through. I don't think it was all that easy to sort of understand, and basically all I did was just jump, 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 and eventually I got up there. But so far, that's the only thing I've seen that is a problem. Everything else is fairly intuitive. Whee. What's funny about the game is, even though they're just blocks, you kind of start having an affinity for each character. I mean, they're just blocks. It's the plainest character design you could possibly have in a game.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
Damn it. Oops. Ah, damn it. Yeah, it's the plainest design you could possibly have for a character or characters, and yet it still works well. And I think it comes down to the narration. Ah, damn it. Well, I was hoping to show you the next character, but I guess we'll leave that as a surprise for everybody. We are out of time, unfortunately. So you can pick up Thomas Was Alone on Steam. I will put the website for the game as well as the link to Steam on the in the description. And as always, you'll see the prices for the game.
Was less immediately likable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
You'll see the prices for the game on your screen right about now. So thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll see you next time.
Shiver me timbers!